Hello folks, I am Dr. Charles Freeman. This is the Professor Chuck YouTube channel. I am on the road today. I am traveling to Tulare, California for a conference on lean manufacturing. And on my way here, I decided I wanted to share with you something that is extremely important to me. It's capturing the attention of my audience using powerful imagery that helps guide and direct my teams towards better results. Capturing the imagination of your audience, right? This is a critically important lesson that, again, I want to share with you. I'll give you a few examples. If you remember, not too long ago, I shared with you my peanut butter and jelly experience. So I'm in the classroom making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for my students, following their directions. But the lesson here was how clear and concise can they be with their directions. And then the funny part is, how creative can I be by seeing the gaps in the directions that they've given me? So if you haven't watched that video, check it out. So that's one part, right? You've got that visual kind of humorous attempt to connect with your audience. Recently, I also shared with you a review of Chef Robert Irvine's mission to make 850 meals for Marines at 29 Palms, California, so that these folks get a really amazing meal right before they're going overseas. Now, Chef Robert Irvine, he could have just simply looked at it as, I'm making a meal. I've got 7 hours to make it. Let's just make a good meal. But he took a small moment of time to define really how important this particular mission was for him. Talking about Marines, he's a veteran himself, right? He appreciates what these veterans or these military folks are going through. So for Chef Robert, right, to define what this mission is and how important it is for him personally also helps translate this to his team, and how this mission isn't just simply another meal that they're creating. It's something more than he's elevated the cause, right? He's elevated the importance of what's happening here. So how does he do that? How does Chef Robert do that? He talks about his own personal experience. He's a veteran. He's working now with Marines. He respects the fact that these folks are making sacrifices for their company and for their country in terms of their time, their effort, their energy, and sometimes even more than that. And he recognizes that importance, and he's taking that level of importance and putting that into his mission of making this fantastic meal for these folks. Yesterday, I had students in my classroom presenting their research on companies, and one in particular stood out to me. It's a third-party logistics company. The student presented the mission statement for this company. Logistics company, they're moving packages, right? They're shipping things back and forth. The mission of this company was that they wanted to help people with their lives by enhancing their lives through the products that they deliver. Now, they're delivering products, we get that, but they've taken a step back and saying, no, those products can actually help enhance people's lives through the delivery process. So again, it was elevating that to a certain degree. Mission statement. Now that's a good one. I want to share with you a very personal one to me. So I worked in distribution and logistics for over 20 years. And the last corporate position that I had was with a company that sold scientific supplies. So it's a warehouse, right, filled with things that we sold to laboratories. And these were beakers, these were vials, these were gloves, hair nets, anything you'd find in a laboratory, we had it inside our warehouse. Now, a warehouse, for those of you who haven't really experienced this, it can be a fairly tedious environment. When you look at the repetition of the process, you have trucks that show up on your dock when you've ordered products from your vendors. You open the back of a truck, you've got pallets, you've got cases, you unload those pallets and cases, you put them on your shelves or in your racking. Later on, a customer places an order from you. You take those cases off, you put it on another pallet, you put those pallets on a truck, you deliver it to your customer. After a while, it all kind of blends together potentially, where the cases just look the same. My job is just to take the case off and send it to my customer. There's not a lot of passion maybe that comes along with this by itself. Well, this company that I was working for, they came up with a mission statement. Very simple mission statement, yet profound. And it was, I enable science. Now, 3 little words. There is some variation. I believe they might have landed on we enable science at one point, right? The teamwork aspect to it. But the whole point here is 3 little words became the mission statement. And we started telling stories about, how this could apply to people who are working in the warehouse. Now, we're enabling science. That's what our statement is. So what does that mean? The scientific community is receiving products from us. So we started talking about the laboratories. We started talking to our employees about where our products wind up and what those folks are doing with those products. And of course, over time, you go to the extreme and you say, look, some of these folks who are out there in laboratories, they're at universities, they're at biotechnology firms, they're at technology firms, pharmaceutical companies. Somebody out there, one of these scientists, might actually cure cancer. Wow, what an amazing thing if we were part of that, right? But we would never get credit for that. We actually talked about this as well. We're there to enable science. We're there for someone else to do that job. But by recognizing that that's the big job that's happening and that we're supporting, it somehow, again, elevates our mission. It elevates the job that we're doing day in and day out. Now, I could stop there. I could stop right there, and then this is a really good lesson. But I want to take it one step further. So this is how this resonates with me. After we'd implemented this, we put it on shirts. We're talking about it, talking about the story. I had a conversation with one of the team members. Now, this team member, he's a burly guy, right? A man's man. He's been working in warehouses for a couple decades at this point. And he's the guy who's loading trucks still, right? That's the position that he was doing for the company. He's picking pallets, or he's picking boxes. He's putting them on pallets. He's putting them on trucks. He comes up to me and says, hey, Chuck, I want to talk to you about this whole I enable science thing. Now, I didn't know what to expect, so it's like, okay, let's chat. He says, I want to thank you for it. For the first time, I was able to have a full conversation about what I do for a living with my family, including my kids, because of that statement. So obviously I'm hooked. Okay, tell me more. Why are you saying that? He said, well, for the longest time, I wasn't proud of what I did, right? It's a physical job. I am proud from the standpoint that I've been able to put a roof over my family's head. I've been able to put my kids through school. Yeah, that's the pride piece of it. But in terms of what I do, I always thought of it as just taking boxes off a shelf and putting it on a truck. I didn't think more of it than that. I told my family, hey, we came up with this thing. We're doing a thing at work. I enable science. And immediately his kids are asking questions. Well, what does that mean? And so he got to expand on that a little bit more and talk to him about kind of what our company does for the scientific community, and then specifically what he does to support that, to give someone pride in their work through 3 simple words. It showed me that I have to go back and be diligent about making sure people understand the importance of their roles, right? The importance of how they flow through things. And sometimes you have to put some effort and energy to figure out how they're important to what they're doing, how they're important to what your team is doing. So hopefully this resonates with you as much as it does with me. And I want you to share with this community how you have applied these types of lessons, right? How do you capture your audience's attention to help them take pride in what they're doing, to elevate their work effort to a whole nother level? What areas do you want to apply this to? Where do you think there's opportunity? So again, please share your comments below. Let's get this discussion started. And I hope this resonates with you like it did with me. So if you like what you heard today, please like, subscribe, and share this like crazy. And hopefully together we can make this world a better place, one change at a time.